Hey everyone, I just woke up like 10 minutes ago and I decided I'd be kind of interested to talk about this, but I just had my Horsepital run today. It feels like it was yesterday because I just went to sleep. But one question, so there's an interview beforehand and JHobz was nice enough to do that for me and let us talk a little bit about the game and just in general about things. And one question JHobz asked, and I thought it'd be interesting to talk about, was why do you do these kinds of games? Like, not and it sounds bad when you say it that way, but coming from a place of discussion where it's like, why run games that are kind of sillier? Because in the past I ran like Lovely Planet for GDQ. I ran Super Hot, Human Fall Flat. These games aren't really aren't silly block games, but why is the last four games at least that I've done, maybe five games, out of the, well, I guess Yano doesn't count because I did that this year, but why have half the games I've done for GDQ and most of the ones I've done lately been silly block games? And really, it's not a complicated thing, and I guess it would be confusing to people. It's like, why don't you run Mario? Why don't you run? I mean, if you're here already, you kind of, I feel you're probably in the same wavelengths as me, but silly block games really comes down to me. It's just like, what speedrunning in the end is just about fun. It's really fun to show off games that people have not gotten a chance to see before, games that'll make them have a very strong reaction, whether it's like, wow, this is really cool, or wow, I've never seen this before. This is like wild. What's going on? So going either of those reactions is usually, and if you can get a little bit of both, that's pretty good as well. And in the end, it's fun. The silly block has such a great energy to it. If you've been there in person or if you've watched it and seen the audience, like people stay up the entire night for the silly or awful block, and they'll just hang out there the entire time, but they'll just cheer, and it's a little bit rowdier than the normal late night crowd, but it's like it's good. It's when you normally do runs that are late night and not a ton of people are there. It's really cool just to have a group of people that have a ton of energy and just going for it and are like sleep delirious but going for it anyways. So really for me in the end it's just like speed running, and most hobbies I would imagine are for fun in the end. And being able to take this game, it's like, hey, one, this is a game you've never heard of before. Two, this is a game that the idea of it is just hilarious. And then three, the idea of someone speed running it is something that nobody would ever imagine someone would do willingly. But if I can make that a fun experience and just share that with people, but also have a good run with it underneath of it, it's a fun experience. You can make people laugh. You can make people smile, and you can make people, they'd be like, "Wow, this was a really fun use of my time. This was worth staying up for." Like that's a lot of fun for me. So I've enjoyed doing that. I definitely want to do a mix in the future. I kind of like the idea of getting two games in and having one that's like more of a serious one, and then one that's more just kind of lighthearted and fun for like the silly block or the awful block. Obviously, I have zero control about that. I just submit what I do and hope whatever happens happens. But I guess I thought it would be a little bit more fun to elaborate on it since I wanted to kind of, yeah, cut off my answer a little bit. So JHobz was sitting here for 4 minutes listening to me talk about my thoughts about the silly block and my deep analysis of it. But the hospital run went very well last night. I'm going to share the link to that whenever they post it on YouTube, so people can watch that if they didn't stay up until 4 a.m. But I am still very tired, and I'm surprised I'm able to talk for 4 minutes without dying. So I'm gonna stop there.